Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we're mailing it in on our first day back from vacation. My name is Miss Becca Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guest, Darren.
Hey, gang, what's up? Hey, Darren, man. So, yes, we've been at Key West Distiller Summit, and that's all wrapping up now. So we're getting back, and of course, we've been playing best of shows. So you got to enjoy some of those and hear some of our greatest moments from the history of the Bourbon Daily. So those are always kind of fun to look back.
Great.
But you know what's even more fun? Yeah, 529 was in there too, by the way. I usually end up putting that always in all the best of shows because we're always getting
because it is the best stuff.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I look at our numbers and I kind of quit looking at them because I just don't, we're doing because we love this stuff. And then I thought, well, I haven't looked at the numbers in a long time. And then I look at it and I see that, you can look at it now on Apple by, individual shows. And gosh, we have, like the number 4 ranked show, the number 5, 6, number 10, number 11. Like the Bourbon Daily's like all over it. You look at the top 25, there's probably 10 of the episodes are Bourbon Dailies in there, which is pretty wild to me. Out of all the bourbon podcasts that are out there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And it's like I don't know. It fluctuates between the 3rd and 5th ranked overall bourbon podcast, and I don't even know why it's not number 1. I think it should just be number 1, and let's be honest and be done with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what their algorithm is to keeping us down, but
where does 529 rank on that list?
It's an older one, so it'll probably trend again. It's like an old song. Every once in a while they re-release it, it charts again. I bet you when we re-release this for vacation, I bet you it charted again. That it'll be on there. So
Great.
Right now it's not on there. It's not getting that downloaded that much to be in the top 20. But yeah. It will during vacation. So as we record this, it's probably been out there. There's been a whole new audience exposed to it. So
Oh, fantastic.
And they're going to be like, what? This, going from listening to 529 to this is going to be drastically different.
Should I black out real quick? What do you want me to do? I've got some like super high proof stuff over here that I can just chug.
Drifting in and out of consciousness. Yes.
So I can black out real quick.
That wasn't the only time you passed out on a show, too.
No.
The one other time I had Ashley McGee's phone number, and she was at a bar drinking, and because she left because you were podcasting. This is back when you lived in North Dakota, and you two were in the same place. And I had to call her and say, I'm kind of worried about her. I don't know what's going on. Could you go check on her? So she did.
Well, she was just about as drunk as I was.
She was upright at least.
I'd say, but except for she was actually upright. So we had both been drinking about the same amount that day. That's when I just tipped over with my Santa Claus hat on, and she just shoved me out of the way to keep on podcasting.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's sometimes you pass out on shows. I mean, that's just it's a thing that happens.
It happens, yeah.
Not in a while.
Happened to me several times.
Yeah, say not in a while, but it does occasionally happen. So
Well, before we get into just having some after vacation shenanigans, we're not going to go too hard. We're just going to mail it in, of course. But Becca, you did say there's something you wanted to talk about. What was that?
Yeah, so currently while we're recording this, it is Snowmageddon here in Kentucky and in Missouri.
Yep.
And I want to know, what is the appropriate thing to do? We had talked before, Kathy had said, can you like go out and go do things?
Right.
But I want to know, what do you guys do when you're at home during a Snowmageddon? It's going to be Snowmageddon for a day or two, and so you don't have things going on. Like, do you crack open a beer like early in the day? Do you pour yourself a glass of something? Do you just like work on things and like try to catch up on stuff? Are you cleaning?
Good question.
Are you just binge watching shows? Are you putting on actual clothes? Are you wearing your pajamas? I want to know what do you guys do, and what's the appropriate thing to do on these days?
Okay. A couple things, because, and again, to Becca's point, this was kind of a neat one in that we did know in plenty of time. I think, on Wednesday or Thursday, they were already talking about this thing. So it didn't catch anyone by surprise. That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
So you were able to shop and get the stuff that you needed done out of the way early. And then it was like, you can plan what you're going to do. So the warden and I took advantage of the day. We're starting on a home, project of 2025 to get things organized. We've been in our house for, 30 plus years. And, if you don't organize, things can get out of control. We're at that point. So we got a room by room plan. We're starting in the basement. And basically we have to make things worse before they can get better. We got to get everything out of like the storage room, organize it. So we're in that, it's getting worse now, but it will get better. So there'll be a tipping point as we're starting to make piles of donated, throwaway, and all that. So we spent most of the day on that. But the cool thing was we also planned, because we know it's going to be cold and all that because the snow. We did chili, and we were able to do it right, where you put it on by the time we were having lunch, that chili is on and it's simmering, and it's going to be simmering all day till dinner time, which is cool. That's the way to do it right. And then I had that right before we came on the air. So cleaning and a pot of chili, a big pot of chili. So
did you drink it all during the day?
No, I was too busy working, so I didn't drink anything. I was just working. No drinking. How about you, Darren?
So, I think the answer to what is appropriate for a snow day is whatever the hell you want to do. That is what is appropriate for a snow day. It is a literal free day. Nothing should be like, nothing's really expected of you. Do what you got to do.
But you can't go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere, so you got to entrain yourself. So one thing I started doing once I moved out on my own was
last week
was on snow days I'd make breakfast, because it gives you something to do all morning, and then you clean up after that. And I did eggs and hash browns and bacon, and I made myself a waffle this morning. And like,
wow.
I know that took up a chunk of time, because my thing's getting bored, and like I get bored easily. If I'm sitting in front of a TV show, I get bored, so I have to do something. And then usually when it comes to drinking, I don't drink unless I've shoveled my driveway, just that's like my reward for going out there and shoveling. But I also like playing in the snow. There's a couple kids that live diagonal from me. They live that way. And I was really hoping they were going to go outside and like have a snowball fight, because I would have probably gone and joined them. Like, I know their parents I know one of their names, but I've been like, oh, let's go play in the snow.
Darren was just going to be decking kids in the face with fucking snowballs.
And like the movie Elf.
Two, I would not have done
like
that,
the movie Elf. Yeah.
But so I went out and shoveled a little bit and cleaned up a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to. But
all right, Becca, how about you? What did you do today?
So I slept in. I didn't really sleep in, honestly, that late. I just slept in, honestly, like my normal time. I probably got out of bed though. I got out of bed at like 10. And I came downstairs. Royce was on the couch sleeping because he was hungover. And so I sat there for a while, TV on. I played my Wordle and my New York Times games. Oh,
yeah. I'm into all those now.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, me and you play them, Steve.
Yeah. You have me do some of the other ones. I do the crossword puzzle too. The
do
mini
strands now.
And then I do strands. Now
I
too.
like strands. I thought
strands
I was like
is wild, right?
I love strands. I actually
they use every letter in there.
I thought I was going to be an idiot with it. I was like, I don't know, I'll ever get this. I'm actually better at strands, I think, than I am at just like crosswords.
Okay. Strands is good. I
like strands a whole lot. I first do connections, then I do Wordle, and then I do.
Yeah, you have an order. You do.
Oh, you gotta do. If I don't do it in order, then I've screwed up my day. And I also I always like to do them right away in the morning. This is slightly a joke, but kind of not.
Before talking,
right when I wake up to see if my brain works.
Yeah.
You know, because there's sometimes where it's like, why can I not make any of these connections work? Right. And so I'll like look at them like right when I wake up, and I'm like, I have to wait, and I'll wait like 2 hours, and then I'll get all of them. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like my brain is. I like to check to see if my brain's turned on or not yet, and if it's not, I'm not getting any of those connections. And so I'll just usually, if I'm smart enough about it, I'll just stop. But sometimes if I'm clearly not smart, I'll just keep trying and I'll just fail it. So anyways, I'll play those. But today I made myself a red beer. So I did it was just whatever beer I had in the fridge, which was Mick Ultra. I don't really like Mick Ultra necessarily. It was just in my fridge with Clamato juice in it. Mm-hmm. So I sat there and I drank that probably around, 11 o'clock in the morning because I knew I wasn't going to be doing anything. I told the employees we're not working today. And I just kind of hung out in my pajamas all day. I poured a glass of wine by like 4 o'clock. I could have cleaned stuff. I didn't really feel like it. Watched all 3 Men in Blacks.
Okay.
That's the kind of shit you do on a snow day.
Yeah,
exactly. Like watched all 3 Men in Black.
Man,
I don't know about the third one.
Yeah,
one.
the third one. But the first two?
I actually appreciated the third one more than I thought I did.
Okay.
Just because I watched it again. I did fold some clothes, although I didn't put it away. I did at least take it out of the dryer and fold it up. But I didn't brush my teeth until like literally 20 minutes before I came on the show.
There you go.
So like I think that's the appropriate. Like I think it's good to accomplish stuff, especially. Let's be clear. If you've got 2 snow days, like first snow day, yes, is free day, pajamas, drink all day, whatever you feel like. But if you get 2 snow days, you should clean your house one of those snow days.
Right.
Like you should do laundry one of those days, or like you should maybe like vacuum, or like change your sheets, or whatever. Like you should actually accomplish some sort of cleaning task on your snow days. I get that you just want to get trashed probably all day and like be a piece of shit. But like if you know you're getting 2 snow days, 1 day is for that, second day is for cleaning, or first day is for cleaning, second day is for being hungover. Like you should probably try to do something that's helpful in your house, or do a project. Like there's sometimes like some stupid little project that it takes a while to get things done on it or something. And so just like a painting project of I'm not talking about like painting your house or painting rooms, but like, you're doing some sort of craft, it's going to take all day. Do it for those 2 days.
Yeah.
I did start to do a puzzle today and then got 3 pieces together and like, nah, this isn't the vibe for today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I own 1 puzzle.
An old school puzzle. Okay.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, it happens. All right, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Darren looks ready, so we're going to have him go first. What do you got?
So I have almost damn near a dusty bottle now. It's getting there. This is the first Planter's barrel pick to ever come into the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay.
Back when his corks didn't make noise, so this should be silent.
No, that was decent.
Yeah, that was more than I've ever heard.
That was decent. I'll go next, because I'm not expecting a lot of this. So it's going to be a bottle kill. I've got Leopold Brothers 8. That it's the bourbon that's finished in the 3-chamber rye barrel. So I'm not anticipating a lot here. We'll see what happens. Nothing. Darren has the lead, but Beka has yet to go. Beka, what do you got there?
I've got another bottle here from the ABV Barrel Shop. This is from Nobleton's. This is their apple brandy. This is High proof. It is 70.59 ABV. So that's what, 135? Almost 130 or 136?
Approximately. No one really knows for sure, but yeah.
We could do some math.
It's over 70. It's over 140 proof, but I don't know what the 70 times 2 is 140, and then whatever the other math is.
Oh, yeah. So whatever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Right.
But here we go.
Okay. That's our winner.
Becca sweeps.
Becca
sweep
yeah.
tonight.
Becca comes in and takes all 4 shows. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just what I do, you know.
That's what I do. So, fair enough. So, cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. What do you think of that, Becca?
It's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Royce
the
told
bite
me yesterday
doesn't
he was drinking it. Yeah, he was saying it was good. Yeah.
The bite, honestly, like, is kind of, I don't want to say refreshing, but it's like,
yeah.
With the immediate apple follow-up after the bite, it's like, it's
enjoyable for sure.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're just mailing it in the day after vacation. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
My name is Ryan Thompson. I'm a billionaire who buys stupid scotch, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're mailing it in for the day after vacation.
Yes, we are. Look at that. It isn't even that much. This was my bottle kill.
Oh, that's like a normal pour.
That's just like a normal pour. It's kind of disdisappointing. I'm gonna have to find another one here as we.
Yeah, another bottle kill.
I'll finish this off, and I'll do something else here. I might maybe I'll also kill this. Oh, that'd be a lot to kill. That's
oh boy, yeah, that is a lot there.
That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah.
I don't see any other that are low, so I don't know. Maybe
I'll just do another big pour of something.
I'll do another big pour. I'll do
a nice big pour.
A little bit here. All right, Darren, you said there's something you wanted to talk about on the second half of the show. What was that?
So it's actually
like
kind
phased. It's stage 2 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different questions. So it's kind of related to the first part of the show, and it's about snow because I watch snow all day. So I have a series of questions. The first one is when it's snowing or when it's tornadoing. Those are the two extremes we'll use. How often do you go outside to check to make sure it's actually doing the thing that they say it is? Like today, I kept walking outside. I'm like, "Yep, it's snowing," and like would stand there and look over the snow. Like, "Yep, we got things going on here." And then when there's a tornado, I'm like, "Yep, that is very windy and dark and wet." So, do you find yourself doing that thing, the Midwest porch sitting attitude, watching storms come in?
Okay.
So, yes and no.
Yes, that's going to be my answer too.
Yes and no. But it also I do it less in my house because our whole house is windows.
Yeah,
right.
I guess that's fair.
And so I don't have I woke up this morning and didn't have to put on my glasses even to know, like I just put my head up and I'm blind as fuck. Like I am so fucking blind, it's ridiculous.
Right.
I need to get
LASIK. Works to Royce's favor.
Yeah. I know
he will not authorize the.
I know everyone always goes, don't get LASIK. I need to get fucking LASIK. I'm not going to go to LASIK Plus, but I need to like get my eyes fixed. But I was like, oh, it's snowing, and I can clearly tell because our whole house is just windows, so I didn't really have to do much other than like
You're snowblind. Just look up. Yeah.
And our house was so bright today. I didn't have to turn any lights today because it was so bright in there because all just a reflection of the snow. Now the tornadoes are different because they can be coming from different directions.
Yes.
And so I do stick out my head more when there's tornadoes. It also depends if I'm at the distillery or not. We do not have as many windows in the distillery. And so I do have to like go outside to like kind of see what's going on when we're at the distillery. But when I'm at the house, I don't have to do too much.
Yeah.
Other than look around.
Yeah. I'm a yes and no, kind of along the same thought process as Beka, maybe slightly different. Like snow, I can look out and see exactly what's going on. I don't need to go out there. I didn't go outside at all today, so I didn't even go in our garage or anything. So no outdoor at all. When it's like tornado things, I will go out because even though you don't get a feel for it unless you step outside, you can see like it's windy or whatever, but how windy is that? And you definitely have a feel if you step outside. So I will step out when it's tornado and see what's going on. So yeah.
Like
my favorite is like, oh, the weatherman says it's 10 below right now. Bull, it's not that cold, and then you step outside, you're like, oh, okay, it is that cold.
Yeah.
We are definitely at that point. But
right now, I just had to walk away because I heard something and I was like, what the fuck is that sound? But it's literally raining. Hard. It sounds like.
That doesn't sound good.
Yes, which sounds...
Not this weather, yeah.
Yeah, which sounds very bad. But it is like, it says heavy. It doesn't say rain on here, but it might be sleet, I guess, but it's...
Sleet is very loud. We had some today.
Like, yeah, we had a little of that in there. Yeah, hitting the window.
It is loud outside right now with whatever it is that's hitting the windows, which I had to go and investigate. But I didn't have to go outside and investigate. I just had to go and I literally thought my vacuum was on, and so I was kind of like sitting here like, what the fuck is that sound? I don't remember leaving
that vacuum on. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was my robot vacuum, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna go throw itself down the stairs. So I had to close the door over there, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna kill itself. But it was just the rain or whatever the hell is happening outside currently, but it's also dark out, so I can't tell.
Okay.
What's the second half of this question?
Well, there might be three halves.
Oh,
3 halves.
So 3 halves. What's the next third?
When was the last time you guys were in an actual like snowball fight? Not just like chucking one snowball at somebody when they weren't expecting it.
An actual snowball fight.
Yeah.
Whew. College. I don't think I've been in a real snowball fight since college. Yes, college, yes. We did all kinds of stupid shit. But not since then. Thrown a snowball since then, but not an actual snowball fight since college. It's a long time.
So snowball fight, like I play in snow often, so I'll do like snow angels and like I'll like throw myself down a snow hill. Like I do all that stuff a lot. I never really was into snowball fights necessarily because I don't like, chunks of ice being thrown at my face.
That's illegal. And you also can't put a rock in there. That's illegal.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So it's maybe been a while since a snowball fight, but like since I played in the snow, I don't know, just not that long ago, honestly. Say, I guess maybe a couple of years ago, just because I don't get as much snow as I used to. But when I was around snow all the time, I mean,
I could see that. Becca had it good from being a kid standpoint, being in North Dakota. That's cool. Man. I mean, because we used to build snow forts, because it used to snow more here than it does now. We'd build forts, and that'd be a whole thing for the snowball.
Steve, I was a fucking fort building son of a bitch. Like the forts that we would build were massive.
And it's surprisingly nice inside of them.
It was like warm inside there.
It feels good in here, yeah.
Yeah, and like the amount of work, hell, we made one at work once. Like at work.
That sounds like money well spent by the company.
Yeah, the oil field was paying well. We built a snow fort at work. But
the most well-funded snow fort ever.
The most, for sure, most well-funded snow fort ever. But we build snow forts all the time and snowmen. You know, I loved, like, we were in Colorado a couple of years ago now, and I was like, we're in Breckenridge, and I'm like, let's make snow angels. Everyone's like, you want to like lay in the snow? I'm like, we're in like, yes. It's
not like you're outside in cotton clothes. You're smarter than that.
Yeah, like we're in our, like we have jackets on, so like we made like snow angels down there. Like I love making a snow angel. There's a video of me making a snow angel here in Kentucky. When we lived at the Ramada Inn, I laid down the snow out there. I was drinking a bottle of Neely. But yes, I always loved playing in the snow. I always thought it was, I think playing in snow is a blast as long as you're appropriately dressed for it.
Right. Oh
yeah. Then playing in the snow is an absolute blast. I don't I do like to go sledding. But I'm fucking lazy these days, and so like I really don't like to sled anymore because the walking up the hill
sucks.
Like,
so you need to be able to like sled to the distillery or something.
Yeah,
to the end location, have Royce come pick you up.
Yeah, when I was younger, like sledding was fun because I was like ready to run back up the hill and go sledding more.
Right.
But like sledding now, like I watch people, I'm like, fuck, you're walking up a hill? Ooh, like I don't walk anywhere anymore, so not as fun sledding. Here's a fun fact, the worst sledding accident in recent history in America was in Minot, North Dakota.
Really?
Yeah, it was on the national news.
Wow.
A bunch of kids from like a Wednesday night church night went sledding over at the Magic City high school hill, and they like crashed it. They like went too far and they crashed into a bunch of rocks. And like there was, like, they said, I guess, like the interviews
kids,
from it.
Nothing as funny as kids get.
No, like also they were like preteens, teenagers. Like they ran into rocks, and from some people who talked, it was like 50 kids, like 50 of them like got hurt, and there was like. There was blood everywhere, like broken arms, like them like going to the emergency room, like horrific like injuries from this. Like there was, I think it was just like, it was like 7 or 10 kids like had bad enough injuries that they like had to go to the ER and like be in the emergency room like overnight. Like no one died, but it was like horrible. It was on the national news. And that's been in the past, I don't know, like probably, I guess it's probably been like past 15 years, but it was like the worst like sledding incident.
Sledding in Minot.
Yeah, sledding in Minot. They went to, and honestly, they're idiots. Like I sledded that hill for like my entire childhood, and you knew to not go down to the right. Like that's where the rocks were. You didn't go that way. You like kept the other side. So they were just, dumb church kids. So
yeah. What were you gonna say, Darren?
I'm speechless about the largest sledding accident in American history.
Yeah,
I don't know American, but in recent American history was in Minot.
Recent American history.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't think 15 years ago was that recent, but okay, whatever.
I know you were a child, but
what's your third part to your question, Darren?
So obviously it's gonna be snow themed. So what is the most interesting thing you've built out of snow? Do you have anything interesting, or is it just snow forts?
I've got one that I didn't technically make, but I was there for the building of it. My friends made a massive snowman.
Okay.
Like huge snowman. There was like 2 feet of snow that dropped in Minot. And we were driving around all day just pulling people out of like because everyone was stuck, and so we just drove around, just like pulled people out of the snow drifts for free, just for fun, because that's like what you do in North Dakota. Is just like hillbillies
Go people fishing.
Yeah, I mean, you just go like just hillbillies with like big jacked up trucks, just like go around with like ropes and chains, just go pull people out. So we did that all day, and then I don't know what I was doing, but the guys built a huge snowman outside. And they also installed a huge snow cock on him. Which didn't last that long because the neighbor came over and curb stomped the wiener off the snowman.
Off the snow cock
Lame.
is gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see that Beastie Boys movie that they did, the documentary that's on Apple TV, Beka?
No.
That's good.
I don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, neither do I, but it's free this weekend, so you can watch it tonight after we get up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, go watch the Beastie Boys. It's worth watching for sure.
Okay. Did they build something in snow or?
No, they had the big wiener. That was part of their fight for the right to party days. They had the big finish was the big cock. It's just funny to hear those guys talking about that stuff, like the stuff that they did, and that's like they because they're dealing with professionals, and they're just kids basically. They're like, what do you want on your stage? They're like, well, we want the giant case of Budweiser, a big cock, and I forget what the third thing was, and they just like did all of it for them. They're like, oh yeah, that's all they. And then but those guys grow to hate that stuff. They really hate the Beastie Boys phase 1, if you will. And embarrassed by themselves, the stuff that they did, which is
that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing for people these days is that like what you did, what you're doing now. Like if I was 19 right now, like, and the stuff I did when I was 19, like the fact that it would be like well documented in like Snapchat or TikTok or wherever, fucking that'd be horrible.
Right.
Because it'd be like actually well documented. Like I would hate to be growing up right now, personally. Because when I was growing up, I mean, obviously for you, Steve, it was even more different. But for like me, like there was still like people still were taking pictures, but like we had fucking flip phones, or we had those brick phones that you couldn't do anything except for play Snake on it. Like nothing that in my adolescence was really well documented, which is fantastic because we were being jackasses.
Right.
So related to everything we're talking about right now is actually why I brought up the small talk. So we made probably a 6 foot tall penis when we were in college.
Wow, that's a huge dick. Yeah.
And
very graphic with the head.
That's a huge cock.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, and we even like shot videos of it, and we were like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." So it started off. We were in Wisconsin for a conclave event, and we're like, "Oh, we're gonna build a little snow penis." We did it in like 20 minutes. And then we got a big snow in Columbia. And we're like, oh, we're making a big one. And we literally spent all day crafting this thing. Even like we were putting veins in it, and it fell over like twice, but then we...
Did anyone have to model? Because they were like, I kind of forget what they look like. I didn't take one out.
No.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
We all had like 4 layers of Carhartt on. There was no modeling anything.
Right.
But
right.
That was exactly where I was going with this small talk. We built a massive. So, and we built it in the backyard, so no one had a problem with it. But also, we were living around a bunch of college kids, and so.
Back to the Beastie Boys. Mike D had a great quote when he was confronted with, aren't you a bit of a hypocrite? The guy who had the big cock at the end of the thing and, sang the song Girls, and doing the dishes and the laundry and all that shit. Aren't you a hypocrite for a guy who now preaches that stuff's wrong? And he's like, his great line was, I'd rather be considered a hypocrite than a person who never evolved, and I think that was good. I think that's good. I mean, yeah. People you do get older.
You change. People forget that you're allowed to fucking change.
They were in high school when the Beastie Boys started. They were in fucking high school. Imagine you be defined by the shit that you believed and said and did in high school.
Imagine,
of course, you're going to evolve past that.
Imagine you only were like exactly how you were in high school.
Right.
Like, what a fucking horrible nightmare.
Right.
It's like the whole term peaked in high school for those people. That
exactly. Like, if you never change from like when I see people get in trouble for stuff that they said when they were like in high school, it's like people
give me a fucking break.
Grow up. Like your fucking brain isn't even developed yet. Yeah. Like you got to give people some slack. Now, if someone's 30 years old saying some ignorant shit, yeah, they need to be like fucking like harass them. Who gives a shit because they fucking said dumb shit when they like were adults. But like the older you get, like everyone changes and you can change your opinion about stuff and like your taste in things. I mean, I was, okay, let's just revert this back to alcohol as we should, since we're on a fucking bourbon show.
Sure.
In high school, I was drinking Bacardi O and a Mountain Dew Live Wire.
Wow. Together. That's...
the fact my heart didn't stop is incredible, but also like if you brought that to me, I would like vomit if I drank that now. I don't even know last time I drank Mountain Dew at this point.
Right.
Like you kind of change a little bit as you grow up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I say people get to evolve. It's okay. Like, oh, how cringy, you were fucking so like terrible. Like, yeah, it's called being a kid.
Right. Yeah.
Kids are terrible and cringy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so it's fun to watch the Beastie Boys.
That's why we need to cut Darren some slack sometimes.
Yeah. He's still a teenager.
I'm still just a baby.
He's just a little baby.
Yeah. He'll get there.
Just a little baby.
Yeah.
But I will not get there with Bloody Marys. I'm dying on that hill.
You just give it some time.
What if Molly Wellman makes you one? Molly Wellman, and then
I will say yes.
If you say you don't like it after Molly makes it, I think that's the end of the line. That's all we can do. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing else.
Put that on the bucket list then, so I can actually never have a Bloody Mary again.
Hang out with Molly Wellman. Hang out with Molly.
I think he needs to go to North Dakota and have a Caesar.
Have a Caesar, North Dakota, or in Sparta,
when I do those two things, go to North Dakota and have a Caesar, and have one made by Molly Wellman.
Have a Bloody Mary made by have a Bloody Mary made by Molly Wellman, and have a Caesar made in literally any bar in North Dakota. Like that's literally it. Like it honestly, the shittier the bar, the better it's gonna be made. And I'm not even kidding you. Like we have a whole Caesar fest in North Dakota.
Really?
Yeah, and
I guess there's not much to celebrate.
Just to see who makes the best ones.
Okay.
I think that one of the biggest differences in a Caesar versus Bloody Mary is we use celery salt in them too.
Celery salt. I do like celery salt.
Yeah.
I don't like celery, but I like celery salt.
Mm-hmm. Celery salt is in it, and I think that kind of like adds in a different zest to it that like you don't really expect, like kind of a brightness I think it brings to it. And I think that's one of the biggest differences is there's some celery salt in it.
Yeah.
But some of the ones you saw that I saw the pictures posted, like the winners and the ones that were entered in Caesar Fest, there was a clarified one.
Oh, clarified. So it had no color?
Yeah, it was a clear Caesar.
Wow. And how the hell did they do that?
I don't know. One of the
time. It takes time.
Yeah, we have one bar that's like kind of a fancy bar in Minot. And so they did a clarified Caesar. They didn't win, but they got like, I don't know, they got third or something like that because I guess it still tasted pretty good. But of course, one of just like the shittier bars.
Right.
Won again because they just make the best ones. They make good, like the ones in our fucking airport. Like our airport makes some of the best Caesars around, which is necessary. They should make some of the best Caesars around.
They're introducing them to international travel.
Exactly.
So, yes. Yes.
Steve, how full's your glass? What'd you do there?
I'm pretty full there.
What'd you do?
Oh yeah.
I did this because I'm working on it, so it'll be a bottle kill maybe the next time. So it's the cherry bomb from Nobleton's. Oh. I've got it almost. I'm gonna go a little bit more because I'm gonna get it down where it's at or below the bottom label there.
Oh,
I think that's important that I get this where it's at or. And then next time I do this, it'll be they're right there. Now we're right at the label. So
there we go.
That'll be a kill the next time I do that. That's the last show pour right there. So,
Steve, what are you most excited to do when we go to Key West?
Oh, I'm really excited. I can't believe we never did it before, the bar crawl. I think that's going to be fun to experience all those things together as a group. And I think by the time you get to 10, it's a journey that you've gone on and you completed together. I think it's going to be fun. I really do.
What day is the bar crawl? Is that on?
It's on Thursday, and everyone is signed up for it, other than the Hoyles, because Dave. I think it's a walking thing, but yeah, everyone else, all the distillers, everyone else is signed up for the pub crawl, so it's going to be awesome.
Which bar is it starting at? Which end of Duval, I should say? Is it starting by Mallory Square, or is it ending at Mallory Square?
No, it starts by Mallory Square and ends, by the where the bus stop is and all that, by the water. I think we drink at a waterfront one on the other side. So I guess it's waterfront, at both ends.
Oh, we're going waterfront to waterfront. Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I have a Key West question. And this is totally not related to the cocktail class I'm teaching later, just so everyone knows. What is some of your favorite Key West cocktails that you have?
Oh, you got to have the Rum Runner, for sure. The Rum Runner is a classic. That's Key West's contribution
Mojito.
Mojito, yeah.
Mojito. That's what I want the whole time I'm there, unless I am over at General Horseplay, which I want every cocktail they make at General Horseplay.
Right. General Horseplay is great. But
their cocktails are great. But what, Steve? What were you going to say?
I was going to say I don't think they're on the pub crawl because they're not right on Duval Street. They're a little bit off. That makes sense. Yeah, but I'd love to have them be a part of it. Maybe at some point when we do this, we'll divert and go get them in there. Because I do love General Horseplay. I mean, that's
also. Were you there? I don't think that you were there with us the one day. I think that we just kind of found, we just kind of saw people we're going to General Horseplay. And we went in there, and it was right around the time that they opened. They do happy hour in there. Did you know that?
We roll the dice?
Yeah. Were you in there that day? And we got our fucking cocktails for virtually free.
Yeah, they're $1 or something.
Yeah. They do a dice roll for your cocktails during happy hour, and you can get I don't know, it's 10% off or free or 50% off. And we got our cocktails. These are true craft cocktails. I want
real cocktail place.
I want to very much make sure that is clear that they are the most craft cocktails ever there. They make so much stuff behind the scenes. They did what did they have? They had a milk washed rum in there the one time, and they have all this crazy stuff in there that they do. And they were doing half off for some of these cocktails. It was nuts. Our bill should have been $300, and they're it'll be $68.59, and it was what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, awesome.
But one of the cool that's one of my favorite craft cocktail bars I've honestly been in when it comes to actually the flavors of stuff is just so spot on every single time with every drink I've had there. I've loved.
Yeah. What's going to be your plan to survive the pub crawl? I'm starting out with beer. I'm going to be beer the first.
Yeah, I think it's going to just be
and then I'm moving up.
I can't. So I don't drink a lot of carbonation. So I'm not going to
I know I can't. I can drink 3 beers. I think 3 beers. First 3 will be beer, and then move up.
Yeah, I swell up like a fucking tick when I drink beers, but I can drink quite a bit of wine. I don't know if I want to drink a ton of wine necessarily, but for a pub crawl, I can drink a lot of wine and survive. Right. So either wine or the other option to survive the pub crawl is puke and rally.
The McNew strategy, I see.
Yeah.
It fucking works, man. I mean, I've done it for years. I did it on New Year's Eve. I forgot I did it on New Year's Eve, but I definitely did it on New Year's Eve.
So what do you do to do that? Do you just order a rum drink and then there's going to be a reversal of fortune shortly after drinking rum?
Honestly, I could be better about puking rallies. The best way to do a puking rally is to not do it when it's necessary and to do it prior.
Do it before.
Yeah, do it prior to the necessary, because if you do it prior, then you'll still feel fine.
Right.
If you just know that this is going to happen and you're I'm just going to go do it now and just expel the demons.
Yes.
Because because you'll be so like, if you let the alcohol get too far into your system, then you're fucked.
Right.
So if you just let it get to your stomach and not into your system too far, then you're better off if you just get rid of it right away. And I know this sounds disgusting and horrible. I do not do this this is not something I do on a regular basis. I am not bulimic. But if you're doing some heavy binge drinking, once again, I do not promote this at all.
Right.
But I will say that, like, if you are being really ignorant with your drinking, it probably has saved my life more often than not. If I'm going and making myself do it rather than getting sick, like, if you're getting sick because you're drinking, then you've gone too far and, like, you're going to feel really terrible. But if you do it prior to that and you're like, I'm going to be in a bad place because I just took 6 shots. Like, I'm just saying, like, once again, not promoting binge drinking, but if you are being a fucking piece of shit and binge drinking, it's better to just get rid of everything that's happening than literally about to, like, absolutely poison yourself.
Yeah.
Because I have chugged a lot of horrible stuff in my day, and getting rid of it before the effects take hold is definitely healthier than when the effects take hold.
Yeah.
So don't want to say I promote it, but I do feel like it's probably been a healthier thing than, like just puking on myself, which is
so. I've got some breaking news for you, Becca. It's McNew's not going to be there, so this is going to be the fun one to watch on that. So her house sold, so now it's all happening. It gets turned over when she was going to be in Key West, so she's officially bailed. I don't think she'd have made it. There's no way under any scenario McNew could go to 10 bars and drink.
I don't think that McNew puking rallies either. So and I know that she'd just be drinking like hard alcohol the whole time.
Right. Exactly, and also she would
be drinking
with 20 plus
cocktails.
people. With 20 people, she doesn't have the patience to just be like, let's everyone finish up their drink and we'll go to the next one. She'll just order another one. And
which
so she's ordered multiple.
I totally understand. I'm on that same wavelength as well. When I'm like ready to party, I'm like, let's fucking party.
Right.
Like, let's party. Let's drink all the cocktails.
Right.
Well, I get that because
you gotta, but this is a marathon. This isn't a sprint. So
yeah.
The one that I question, a couple of them, can the warden make it? I don't know. I'm not sure. She says she's got
to drink.
Yeah, she says she's going to do it. She says she's got a plan with wine and stuff like that. I don't know. And wine spritzers. You only have to drink alcohol. We're not telling you what alcohol you have to drink, and we encourage you if you have to tap out to tap out. The other one I question. Can Melody Robinson make it the whole? She has signed up. She's part of this. Can she make it the whole way? 10 different bars in a
Listen, it's difficult,
right?
Especially depending how you feel from the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I probably wouldn't have a good shot. I don't know if I could do it.
You can't do heavy stuff. Also, wine spritzers are saving grace with a lot of that. Also, you need to like be careful of your sugar intake because that will also make you like super hungover for the next day. So you need to be mindful about like what your sugar intake is, what your carbonation intake. Because if you're chugging beers, once again, you're gonna swell. Like
you're gonna bloat.
Your stomach's gonna.
I don't think you can do 10 beers that quick. I don't.
Well, you can, but it'll like.
Well,
what's our time frame looking like, Steve? How long are you thinking this is going to take?
I don't know. I'm not sure because we haven't done this before, and then I think there may be stopping to eat in between, which will help everyone. But I don't know. And then when I'm not sure. So,
I think that like stopping to eat needs to just be like get a pizza at like the Green Parrot.
Right at the Green Parrot when we're at one of the bars, which the Green Parrot's one of them.
Like that's like where you should get pizza. Like you should get pizza because pizza is going to help soak up the alcohol. Like this is not stop to eat a fucking salad. Do not stop to eat shrimp. Don't stop to eat a fucking lobster. Like this is not about like clean eating. Like,
it's about soaking up the poison. Like
burgers, pizza. Like you need to do something with bread.
Right.
Like a sandwich. I don't know if Lenny's gonna be here or not this year, but like
no Lenny this year.
No Lenny. Okay, so he can't bitch about fucking sandwiches. So that's
cool.
Did you see the picture that he posted of where he's at?
Beautiful picture. Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I was like, Okay, I understand why you went there rather than Key West.
Yeah. But you need to be like mindful about what you decide to eat. It's not shrimp cocktail.
No.
Like that's not the
That's not
vibe.
gonna help
And
you.
also not breaded shrimp. Because guess what? It's not enough fucking breading.
Right.
It's not fucking breaded conch. That's not it.
Yeah.
Like, or conch, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not
Conch.
from there.
Conch,
Whatever. Like, you need to have a sandwich. It's really, honestly, it should be pizza because pizza is easier to puke up.
There you go.
I know it sounded.
Pizza is the best drunk food. There is no better drunk food.
Yeah, I mean, there's
That.
Yeah.
Pizza always, no matter how drunk you are, you eat a piece of pizza and you're like, that tasted good.
Also,
I enjoyed it.
You know, they've got the sausage carts in Key West, and like those do help because you do get the bread, but like the sausage is not helping. And also, if you're eating those like peppers and onions on your sausage, that's just going to cause indigestion. And that's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think it's
I agree.
100% pizza is what needs to be ate. Yeah.
So that's going to be the plan. Eat the pizza.
Yeah, not hot
Green
wings.
Parrot. Green Parrot.
Pizza, yeah, at the Green Parrot is
Green
that's-
Parrot's
Which
gonna be
is-
like, why are we making 40 pizzas at once?
Right.
What the hell?
Green Parrot's like halfway too. So yeah.
And
That's a
there's
good one.
also there's a pizza place like right down that main drag too. Like there you can just get like sliced pizza. I was like super blacked out when I went in there.
Right.
And I've gotten some like there's a few of there's also Rick's. Is it Rick's? There's one right next to the strip club that has pizza by the slice.
Yeah.
There's another one a little ways down, and then it's the Green Parrot. But pizza, wherever you can find it, is going to be the that's a ticket.
That's a ticket.
And I also think you bring pocket snacks. Like, as someone that's not participating in this.
You would think that because you're a hippie. So
Right.
Well, but like peanut butter crackers in your pocket, and you have.
no one is bringing peanut butter crackers.
Yeah.
Okay, it helped me in Kentucky. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when you're in, that's different. You're not just like surrounded by pizza places. There's a billion pizza places down in Key West,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
and like
I
pizza
haven't
by
been
the
to Key
slice.
West.
It's not even
You
like
can just walk up pizza by the slice, which
yeah,
is great.
it's just like
Oh.
pizza by the slice, like all over.
So
the
it's
place.
heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't explain that. I didn't know that.
Well, that's what Key West is. What's so great about Key West is all this fun stuff, all these bars and it's all, everything there is dedicated towards adults. It's not a kid place at all. Now,
No.
I'm not saying you'll never see a kid there.
It's
but it's not a
wild
kid
when
place.
people bring their kids in.
I know. Why would you
Like
bring-
everyone's like, "What should I do with my kids in Key West?" I'm like, "Not bring them.
Not bring them. Yeah, leave them at
Literally
home.
take them to Orlando.
You're right.
Take
Well,
them
it's
to
so great. 'Cause
literally anywhere else in Florida except for Key
I'm
West."
too
The
long.
Everglades?
It's too long since I had a kid, and so I like going to places that don't have kids. I had a
Yeah.
kid, and I was in that mode, but I don't have kids, and yeah.
Here's something fun for us this year. So Chelsea's coming with this year. And Darren perked up there.
Oh, yeah, Chelsea. Got to see Chelsea.
Yeah, so Chelsea's coming. She's never been to Key West, so it's gonna be fun because some of the stuff that's like the normal Key West things that you do are kind of like, all right, yeah, I've done this like 5 times. I don't need to do it again. They get more fun again.
when you can, see it through the eyes.
like
of
barrel
someone
pits.
who's-
Yeah, when you do them with someone that's not done them before, so you can like point out stuff that like maybe your tour guide's not saying, like, oh, well, actually, this is something about it too, which is really cool. Or like you're showing them something, like it's fun to show something to someone for the first time.
Becca, do you guys go to Blue Heaven?
We've never actually made it in there because it's always been like such a long line.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because
So
I'm up early and I get there when they open for breakfast.
Yeah.
And, man, that's one of my favorite restaurants. Just favorite
Yeah.
restaurant.
Have you been to La Di Da for breakfast before?
La-di-da. No.
La Di Da has a really good like they're like French. They have
Okay.
a really good breakfast down at
We
La
go
Di
to
Da.
that place, something bananas that is French there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, but we'll go to
La Di
La-di-da.
Da is they have a nice like they have a whole bakery I think or they
There's
they
so
have,
many
like,
good places.
they have like
The
all
food
like
in-
freshly baked
The food in
like,
Key
breads.
West is amazing. Yeah.
Now I've never actually got to fully enjoy La Di Da because I've been like way too fucking hungover, but
Sure.
I can sense that everything
In
is
theory, it's great.
yeah, it's like I've been like on the verge of like dying and I'm like, no, this is really good.
Yeah.
But like it only tastes so good when you're like about to just die,
Right.
you know? So So that, impedes on it just a little bit. But it's going to be nice to have someone new there so that we can, like, show her things.
Yeah.
There's also a new restaurant down there, down towards the big boat dock where, like, I don't remember where it's, like, down, like, far, like, more north than, like, AB Lobster House.
Yeah. There's a new AB Lobster House is in that area?
Yeah, there's one.
I know exactly where that's at.
Actually, where we got dropped off. So last year, when you got dropped off in the presidential limo.
Yep.
Right around that spot. There's a new restaurant that looked like it's pretty good. I saw some good reviews on it. I do not remember what it's called. I'll have to figure it out, but I saw some good reviews on it. I guess it's sort like not a chain, but it's like a restaurant that's in other places in Florida.
Local chains are fine.
Yeah, so it's a local chain.
National chains suck, but local chains.
Yeah, local chain, and it's allegedly really good.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool. I'm in.
Another new restaurant.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. It's a foodie town for sure, which is cool.
I'm excited. Yeah, I know that we're right now, when everybody's listening, we've already done all these things, and we're hungover probably right now as you're listening. Right. Actually, no, this is a Sunday. This comes out. I am drunk right now.
There you go. You're drunk, of course.
Not on the show, but no. I'm drunk right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. She might be drunk on the show, too.
I could be drunk on the show, too.
Darren, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I wish St. Louis was more of a foodie town, but that's just something I've realized being in Louisville. Like, I thought we had pretty good food there, but everywhere that I went in Louisville was really pretty good food.
Louisville's a good foodie town. Louisville.
It is really impressive.
St. Louis is if you go to the right places.
I was going to say, I feel like St. Louis is so fucking huge that it is if you just go to the right places.
Yeah, you just got to go to the right places, Darren.
I guess I don't eat at the same places as like Bourbon's Bistro here in St. Louis often.
Yeah, right? But you go and seek those places out when you're in Louisville.
They're here.
Yeah,
they're here in St. Louis.
You're not seeking out these places when you're in St. Louis.
You're going to the same pizza place every time. That's where you take every day.
You're taking all your dates to the Mellow Mushroom.
Right, exactly.
Like, there's better fucking places than the Mellow Mushroom.
And also, with better pretzels.
St. Louis is, you cannot say that St. Louis is not a foodie. That is insane.
Okay,
it's
I just want Bourbon's Bistro at home. My bad. I want Bourbon's Bistro at home.
Go to other places, Darren.
Yeah, find the Bourbon's Bistro of St. Louis. That's your
exactly.
That's going to be my goal this year. That is I have not had a revelation, whatever it's called this year. That is going to be the one. I'm going to go find Bourbon's Bistro of St. Louis.
Make St. Louis a foodie town by just finding the places that are literally look it up on like TikTok, like
it's
best places to eat in St. Louis, and you're gonna.
I know like all the good sandwich shops and all the good pizza places. I don't know.
You don't know all the good sandwich shops though.
I do. I pride myself on going to all the sandwich shops.
There's no way that you know all of them.
No,
go and search it on TikTok right after this.
I'll go find other
best
ones.
Places to eat in St. Louis, and I guarantee you've maybe heard of one of them.
Okay.
Right.
We'll find out. I'll do homework between the next time.
It's a huge fucking city.
It is.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot here. I get it. I see both sides here. I see that it's easy to fall in the rut of what's ever close and convenient, but that's not the best that the city has to offer either. The city is big, and there's a lot of good stuff here for sure.
I mean, we all do that when we get comfortable in a city.
Yeah,
like, we find a place that's cool. We like meet the bartenders, and we're like, oh no, we like this place. And so you just keep going to the same spots. Like me and Royce do this horribly. Like there's so many fucking places to eat in Cincinnati, and we go to the same 4 places. We never go anywhere fucking else.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
And it drives me a little bit nuts, but I also I'm like sometimes I'm like, oh, I do kind of like the being familiar to places.
Yeah.
But like when we expand our horizons and go to some other spots, I'm like, why the fuck did we not do this sooner?
Right.
Like there are
you could probably come up with a list of the top 100 places, cool places to eat in Cincinnati, and you're going to 4. You know, that's the thing. There's
Guess what? It's not Drake's in Florence.
Right.
It's not. It's not the Fuji fucking steakhouse in Florence. It's not. That's not on the list. Now we did expand it to we go to Oriental Walk sometimes. Okay. That is up there on like lists of like places that are like cool, like awesome places to go to. But guess what? We didn't go there up until last fucking year, and I've lived here for 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
So We never do that stuff.
There's always places to explore at home. That's the
exactly.
problem.
And we just forget, especially when we live in like big cities. Like people in big cities are always like, my city fucking sucks. There's nowhere to go. It's like, because you go to the same neighborhood. You go to the same fucking places.
To Becca's point, when we're traveling, we seek those places out. We're like, what's the best steakhouse?
Exactly.
The
only reason I go to new places is because someone comes to town and I'm like, oh, I should probably take them somewhere different. Me and Ashley went to Newport on the Levee and we went to it was called Galactic Chicken. Because Ashley's celiac, so she can't eat gluten. And there's literally a place in Newport, Kentucky they make 100% gluten-free fried chicken, which apparently is not something that you ever come across.
True.
And she was like, can we go there? And I was being inside. I didn't say no, but inside I was like, oh God, I've got to go to a new fucking place. How terrible for me. Like, what the fuck is my problem? So we drive up there. Amazing. It was delicious. I would have had no clue that there was no fucking gluten in the food that we were eating.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to eat at 2 new restaurants a month.
Good.
For this year. That is my goal.
I like that.
Good
for you.
If you're in the shop, come ask me about it. I'll give you good
start an ABC of your restaurants to go to. Go ones that start with an A, start with a B, start with a C.
Okay.
That makes you expand where you're going to.
Yeah. Just type it into Google A and then look for reviews.
Yeah.
Hey, I like this idea. See, we accomplish things on the show. Don't say that you haven't changed anyone's life via the show. We're changing mine.
There you go. All right. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up, of course, and we'll talk about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
If you want to follow me on my A through Z journey of eating through St. Louis at the Bourbon Adventures, I probably won't post about anything because I hate social media, but maybe I will. Who knows?
You should become a foodie account.
Yeah.
Foodie influencer.
The Foodie Adventures. There we go.
The Foodie Adventures. There we go.
There you go. Miss Becca Sue, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, please come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. Go over to abvbarrelshop.com, sign up for our email distribution. We send out 2 emails a week, and it's definitely worth checking out. We'll see if we can get Darren to write about those restaurants he's finding in the ABV Barrel Shop newsletter. That would be very cool. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, Gang Finance. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.